Welcome to Maths and Science by IITian channel. In this lecture, I will be taking up a very good example on algebra which involves the summation of sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity an square plus bn plus c by factorial n. Summation of factorials and summation of a quadratic equation and the ratio of it when n is equal to 0 to infinity. The answer involves the Euler value E, and it's a very good example in algebra wherein the basic definition of E, sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity 1 by factorial n is taken into consideration, and the value of 2a plus b plus c is found out, which is a real value on a real line when sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity an square plus bn plus c by factorial n is equal to 7. Let us try to solve this. It's a very good example, and ABC can be any value like 3n square plus 5n plus 18. ABC, for any value of ABC, this sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity an square plus bn plus c by factorial n is equal to some value 7. Then we can easily find the value of 2a plus b plus c is equal to how much on real line. It's a very good example. Try to understand the concepts. The question may involve giving different values for a, b, c, and try to understand the concepts so that you will be able to solve this problem with ease. Let us try to move ahead. What is the question given? Find 2a plus b plus c is equal to how much if sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity an square plus bn plus c divided by factorial n is equal to 7. Let's go for the solution. Let us resolve for sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity how to rewrite this particular equation an square plus bn plus c divided by factorial n. This will be equal to a into sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n square by factorial n plus b into sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n by factorial n plus c into sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity 1 by factorial n. But from definitions, it is known that sigma 1 by n factorial from n is equal to 0 to infinity is equal to E. This is the definition. Now, the last term value we have got it as E. Now we have to find these two values. Sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n by factorial n and sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n square by factorial n. Now, n by factorial n is equal to n into factorial n minus 1 by factorial n into n minus 1 No. N by factorial n is equal to sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity is equal to 0 by factorial 0 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity n by factorial n. N by factorial n is equal to, this is equal to 0 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity n by n factorial. This is equal to sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity n by factorial n. Now here n by factorial n is equal to n by n into factorial n minus 1. That is equal to n get cancelled. It will be 1 by factorial n minus 1. That means sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n by factorial n is equal to sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity n by factorial n, that is equal to sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity 1 by n minus 1 factorial. If it is assumed that n minus 1 is equal to k, that implies sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n by factorial n is equal to sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity 1 by n minus 1 factorial, that is equal to sigma k is equal to 0. Because if n minus 1 is equal to 0, at n is equal to 1, k is equal to 0, 0 to infinity 1 by factorial k, that is equal to E. That is from the definition of E. That means sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n by factorial n is equal to E. This is one value we have got just now. And also another value what we have got, sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity 1 by factorial n is also equal to E. These two values we have got in the equation. Now, what we are supposed to find out is n square by factorial n. N square by factorial n, this will be equal to n square minus n plus n by factorial n. That is equal to n into n minus 1 plus n by factorial n. That is equal to n into n minus 1 by n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial plus n by n into n minus 1 factorial. Then it will be n minus 1 into n minus 1, n into n minus 1 will go, n and n will go, then this will be equal to 1 by factorial n minus 2 plus 1 by factorial n minus 1. That means n square by factorial n is equal to 1 by factorial n minus 2 plus 1 by factorial n minus 1 for n is greater than or equal to 2. Because negative factorials we are not considering. This sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n square by factorial n is equal to, when n is 0, what happens? 0 square by factorial 0. Second term is when n is equal to 1, 1 square by factorial 1 plus from third term from n is equal to 2 to infinity. Because for n is greater than or equal to 2, this equation to be used. Use this equation. 1 by factorial n minus 2 plus 1 by factorial n minus 1. This will be equal to 0 plus 1 by factorial 1 is 1 plus sigma n is equal to 2 to infinity 1 by factorial n minus 2 plus sigma n is equal to 2 to infinity 1 by factorial n minus 1. This is n minus 2 is equal to k. If n minus 2 is equal to k, this implies sum n is equal to 0 to infinity n square by factorial n is equal to 0 plus 1 plus 0, 0 plus 1 plus sigma n is equal to infinity 1, instead of n we will write it as k, because n minus 2 we have taken it as k. K is equal to 0 to 1 by factorial k plus n is equal to 2 to 1 by n minus 1 factorial. This will be equal to 1 plus e, this value is e. Sum k is equal to 1. 1 minus k, k minus 1 is equal to n, let us say, up to infinity. One by k factorial. If n minus 2 is equal to k, not n minus 1, this will be minus 1. This will be 1 plus e minus 1. That is equal to 2e. Now, what are the values we have got? Sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity 1 by factorial n is equal to e. Sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n by factorial n is equal to e, and sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n square by factorial n is equal to 2e. These are the values, very very important, we have just now derived. Please remember this. In the examination, remembering the small values will be very important, so that you need not derive everything in the examination. I have shown the derivation for convenience. You can directly write sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity 1 by factorial n is equal to e. Sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n by factorial n is equal to e. Sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n square by factorial n is equal to 2e, which implies sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity an square plus bn plus c by factorial n is equal to sigma a into sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n square by factorial n plus b into sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity n by factorial n plus c into sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity 1 by n factorial, that is equal to a into 2e plus b into e plus c into e. That is equal to e into 2a plus b plus c. This is the value. Now, but it is given that sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity an square plus bn plus c by factorial n is equal to 7. It is given. From these two, we get that e into 2a plus b plus c is equal to 7. That implies 2a plus b plus c is equal to 7 by e. This is the answer. This is what we have to get. We solved the problem. With this, I wanted to conclude this lecture. And if you feel there is a value addition to you because of this lecture, kindly hype this lecture, kindly share my channel links, and also kindly subscribe to my channel Maths and Science by IITian. Thank you. Best of luck to everybody. Thanks a lot, and kindly subscribe, share and hype this lecture. Thank you for listening to me. Best of luck to everybody. Thank you for viewing my lecture.